Take one.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about how you got started in music?
Well, I mean, I've been doing music since I was like practically 13 years old, like just rapping and just practicing on beats and stuff. But I really got my first music industry experience like at 19. I was just knocking on door to door, trying to just be an intern at any studio that wanted to take me in. Because at the time, I didn't have no real access to the studios, but I was just rapping outside in the streets and whatever. And like people used to tell me like, "Yo, man, you gotta go out there and you gotta really record your stuff, man. You gotta check some shit out." You know what I mean? So best way I did, I knocked on the door, and one day I was on 30th between 7th and 8th, and building 251. It's a corporate building now, but I went on the 8th floor and I opened the door, and what I ended up seeing would be my first mentor in the music industry, my man Phil Mogul. Shout out to him, and he from the Bronx, and he gave me my first opportunity, and he took me in, and we worked on a couple of records, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put you in a position where you don't gotta pay for studio time. I'm gonna actually teach you how to really like function and move around in the studio and stuff like that." So of course, being 19, I was like, of course, this is amazing and things. So that came with a price to pay. So, I was doing all the errands, all the dirty work and stuff before I was even able to touch those boards. But I was able to be around the atmosphere and learn the politics of the game, and watch people that were like much higher levels than me operate. And I was able to soak in game.
And what advice do you have for people that are still at that stage, just trying to work through like being the one getting the coffee and like rolling the blunts and all that? Like,
yeah. Have fun. Don't feel no type of way. I mean, I know a lot of people when they first start out, they're like, "Man, I'm a rapper." What they talking about? I'm a rapper and shit. But the reality is, like, you appreciate it later on in your life. Like now I feel like I'm way more seasoned than I ever was back then. And there's times where I'll be like, damn, I wish I had all of this equipped back then and stuff. But just enjoy the ride, man. Don't feel so, don't look at everybody else and feel, disgruntled because they're somewhere higher than you and stuff. Enjoy your struggle, enjoy your process, enjoy your grind.
that's dope advice. And then I feel like you're really humble. Like every time I meet you, you're very like open and talking to people. If I see you at an event or anything. So do you have advice? Because like you said, I feel like being a rapper and being in music, you do have to be arrogant a little because you get shitted on so much.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, listen, you got to have a certain level of arrogance. You have to have a supreme level of confidence the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always very big on reaching across the aisle, because you're not going to win in this business if you're not willing to reach out to people and talk to your peers. I tell people all the time, yo, we're going to bump into each other. This is a small business. You know what I mean? So we got to, at least at the bare minimum, we got to be able to respect each other. And, some people reciprocate the love, some people don't. But you know what? It always comes back around at the end. So I just keep it peaceful and keep it moving and stuff.
And as far as music, your first song that you came out with that you feel like had some traction to it, do you want to talk about that?
Oh, for sure. So the first like stepping stone that really I was like, okay, yeah, I might be onto something here was it was a joint that I made called Quran Bars. And it's just being that like I'm Middle Eastern, and this was the first time I made a song that had a lot of Middle Eastern influence into it, and just not being afraid of being who I am. Because prior to that, as an artist, you're always trial and error, trying to figure out what records work, what records don't work, what's your true voice and identity. That record kind of like the light bulb just went off, like ding, like, yeah, this is it. And since then, what I've been able to do is just take the inspirations from that song and just stretch it out even more. So now it's like Habibi King of the Middle East, strictly for my Habibis. Like, we just beans, rice, and lamb. Like, you know what I mean? We play with these themes, and that's how we stand out. You know what I mean? All the way down to the wardrobe game. You know what I mean? So it's like when I step into these functions, they know who it is. It's like, okay, yeah, that's Shalizi right there. You know what I'm saying?
And how do you keep yourself, I'm not going to say keep yourself creative, but I know a lot of artists, they let themselves get pulled into the trends. They're like, oh, okay, everybody's doing drill. I need a drill song. Everybody's sampling like Mario. I'm gonna sample Mario. So how do you keep yourself from doing that?
I just feel like is being comfortable with what you like to do. Honestly, like if you follow a trend, people see through it. I always say this. I say people like stupid shit, but they're not stupid people. And that's not to say any trend is stupid or anything like that. But people see genuine. People see authenticity. So if you're really about that drill life, they see it. And if they see you're trying to be a tryhard, they're going to see you being a tryhard. And they're going to say, yeah, cool, nice bop. And they're going to keep it moving. So it's all about being in pocket with what your bread and butter is. It's okay to be experimental, but always be conscious of staying in your lane, but showing range.
And have you ever gotten really bad advice in the music industry? Like, what's really bad advice that somebody gave you?
Oh, man. What's really bad advice?
Yeah.
I can't tell you what's real bad advice. I mean, I've gotten wrong directions in my life. Like, I remember when I was first starting out, there was a dude who was selling beats, and I bought a beat from him, and then I found out it wasn't even his beat. He was taking the beat from somebody else who was working out of his studio, and he was hustling the beats, and I guess he was supposed to give some of the money to that producer and all of that. And then he called me up like 2 weeks later talking about how he wanted more money for the beat, and I was like, wait, but didn't we agree already on a number? And then he got frustrated, but I was so naive at the time, I wasn't even understanding what was going on. And he was like, matter of fact, you know what? Just keep the beat, man. Just keep the beat, and just like hung up on me. And I was just like, well, that was just weird. You know what I mean? But then, you know, later on, I kind of pieced it together myself. Like, oh man, this dude's a scam artist. So I don't know about bad advice, but you know, there's a lot of these like scam moments when you're coming up, for sure. You know.
And let's talk about streaming. Wait. So congratulations on all your success when it comes to your songs hitting milestones. So
500,000 on Spotify. I just want to throw that out there.
Yes. So as in terms of that, what do you feel about artists that take shortcuts in terms of playlisting, or can you give advice on how you achieve that goal?
Well, the way I did it was really just off consistency. I always say this: you can fool the numbers all you want, right? But at the end of the day, real numbers do real things. So it's like you can have 1 million streams in a year and all that, but let's keep it real. How much money did you make off your music? How much merch did you sell? How many tickets can you sell? Can you even get 5 people to come to your show? So it's like you can do all these manipulations with the numbers. You could do these playlists that have the stream farms. I'm sure everybody does that to an extent, but at the end of the day, you know, you want to be able to, if you're doing the playlisting thing, get yourself on prominent playlists. You know, I was lucky enough to have one of my projects actually be on an editorial playlist, on a Spotify editorial playlist. And it's not an easy thing because you're throwing your music in a pool full of millions of artists who drop music every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day you have at least 1 million people that are dropping music. So it's like how you want to stand out and stuff. Sometimes the music gets seen and gets put on a wall, and sometimes it doesn't. But you got to keep it moving.
So has there ever been a time where you felt you couldn't make a song, or like you hit a mental block?
I wouldn't say really like a mental block, but sometimes I don't like to force anything either. Like if today all we got was one song out the way, then we got one song out the way, but we got one really good song out the way. I'd rather make one really good song in a day than make 5 mediocre songs that ain't sticking.
That's fire. I noticed that everything you try to put a positive spin on it, like I'm kind of coming in saying it in a negative way, and you're like, no, we could, you know.
Well, you got listen. You got to be positive in this business. If you sit there with a very like pessimistic view on everything, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You have to be optimistic in this business because it's a lot of peaks and valleys, as you know. It's a lot of ups and downs. 1 minute, oh, the album dropped, I'm lit. Everybody loves. Oh, I just dropped a post on Instagram. Yo, we got over 100 likes, mad comments. They loving us. The next day, nothing. Flatline. Yeah. Now what? Oh, I'm a bum again. Damn, this ain't gonna work no more. Oh, what should I do, man? Maybe I should quit. Nah, we ain't even thinking like that. While y'all liking this post, I'm already working on the next joint. You know what I mean? I always try to keep things moving.
And so what is next for you? Do you have anything coming up that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, I got an album dropping in about 2 months called Muhammad Speaks. It's my first solo debut album. We got a bunch of producers that I was very blessed to be able to work with on that project, and it's my best work to date, and I can't wait to share it to the world.
Are there any features or surprises or anything you want to?
No features. I wanted to challenge myself on this one. No features. Is full on me. I mean, a lot of there's a couple of projects where I have features, but this project, I really, being that it's my solo debut, I really wanted to show that I could hold my own on an entire project. And if I ever wanted to utilize people, which I have, I know how to put them in positions to really shine. And I think the catalog has proven that.
And what's next for you in your career? Like, what is like your big goal, or like a big goal you want to achieve, whether like a Grammy or working with a certain artist?
Well, every year we have these big goals and stuff. Like last year we hit our 500,000 milestone on Spotify. This year we're going for the 1 million, and we're gonna get there. And Grammys, of course. Grammys is great. We can get these Grammys. I want to hold trophies and more plaques. Also, more plaques. I just got my first plaque last year, and it's a great opportunity. I love to throw it up on the wall and just show what I was able to accomplish. You know, this is for some people. Some people like to play NBA 2K all day. This is my NBA 2K. Some people like to spend money on VC points. I like to spend money on my art and my craft.
And all independent.
All independent. I wish there was a secret marketing company. If you know, hey, if y'all watching, you got a secret marketing company, y'all let me know. Come holler at me. Let's put our money together. Let's make something happen.
So, last question, just for I know a lot of independent artists are watching this. So, is that a goal of yours to be signed? If so, like, why or why not? Because a lot of artists, they're just like, I just got to get signed.
Well, you know, I would have never dismissed the opportunity to get signed to a major, but the situation has to be correct. The numbers have to be correct, and the terms and conditions have to be correct. And if not, because a lot of independent artists, they haven't mastered their craft in the business. They might master their craft in rapping and maybe possibly making songs, but if you haven't mastered the craft in your business, you will not succeed in a major level. So I'm truly confident that once I've completely mastered in a 360-degree view of the business, that there will be a major deal involved, and it will be beneficial for both sides.
That's what's up. And any last words of advice, words of wisdom?
Words of advice, words of wisdom.
All of that was really wisdom. Just one little punchline for us.
Just have fun. Seriously, just have fun. Stop thinking about making money. First, in this business, you got to do 10 to 15 years of free work. Then you make money. So before you start charging for every little thing, have fun. Just have fun. Because I'm still having fun.
That's what's up. I want him to do a drop. Should I cut it? Or just keep it as one take? Okay, sorry. That was really great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I think that really is going to help people to be inspired and keep going. Because most of my artists follow me. They just started.
Yeah.
But, can you tell me? I got to get this drop.
Oh, man. I love these vibes, man.
I do too.
I love these vibes. This is like when I was just starting out again. I love it.